Today, the Prime Minister has decided not to build any more destroyers and ships,
Mm.
ship destroyers, and he's going to cut right back on aircraft. I did, I covered this on, we'll cover this on
Yeah,
Tuesday. I get all
yeah,
the details. The
yeah.
details are not coming in. And I know that Mr. Healy, the Defence Secretary, has resigned. So,
Yes, yeah.
yeah, and that's probably why. But anyway, let's get on to today. So things will be hotting up in the second half this year.
Mm.
Temperatures are going to be higher. The level of the sea will rise. And could the climate change enthusiasts claim their day and walk around with a smug look on their I told you so face? Well, yes and no. Temperatures will rise, like I said, and sea levels will rise. This is true. So the tree huggers will get their 5 minutes in the sunlight, so to speak, but it won't be caused by anything man-made.
Mm.
NASA spilled the beans. NASA, the US Space Agency, they explained why the phenomenon will come to pass. And it's all because of El Nino. El Nino. This year, El Nino will be the warmest on record since records began just under 200 years ago. But NASA pointed out El Nino has fluctuated up and down for hundreds of thousands of years.
Mm. Yeah,
It has its cycles. This probably would explain things like really hot temperatures recording in the 17th and 18th centuries when almost no CO2 was being kicked up into the air compared with today.
yeah,
The real culprit of climate change is not man, but the boy, or El Nino, as it is better
yeah.
known. So as global temperatures rise around 3 degrees centigrade on average and heavier monsoons over the next 6 months, fear not, it isn't that even Miliband could ever stop this from happening.
Yes, yes.
There is a stronger force out there, Ed, and it ain't you. Um, Predicted higher temperatures in the northern hemisphere are southern and western North America, Central America, the Caribbean, Europe, North Africa, and much of Asia. In the southern hemisphere, you've got North and South America. Perhaps it might not affect us that much here because we're talking about countries in the north, so like
Yeah,
Peru,
yeah,
Bolivia, Ecuador, that way on.
yes.
Northern South, perhaps it might not, South and also South Africa. But anyway, I might invest in a sun lounger just in case.
Yes. Well, I mean, we happen to live in a place called Recife, colloquially known as Hellseafy, because it gets a touch warm here. Yeah, and even our winter gets down to well, unfortunately, our winters do get down to a very, very chilly 24 degrees, 23 degrees Celsius sometimes where we are. Yeah. Right. Weather patterns are a natural phenomenon. You can study any planet um, in our own solar system. Yeah, we're still looking around a bit further now. Probably see strange weather patterns sometimes in planets that don't have any known known life on them. Yeah,
Interference by man. Yeah.
yeah, interference by anything. Yeah, interference by man. Um, are we have we got to be responsible for our planet? Of course we have. Yeah, it's our home. Yeah, you try and make the best home you have. Um, does what does that mean? Well, as I say, weather works in long and short-term cycles. That's what NASA are more or less saying, and that's what I grew up knowing. I also grew up knowing that we shouldn't be cutting down so many trees to build cycle paths and other things. Okay, and solar farms. Um, okay, when you question when you question how much human interference there is in um, global weather patterns, you get called all sorts of names. Yeah. So you say, well, I mean, I do acknowledge that maybe we do have a part to play in certain things. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to say this. I mean, we can't keep pumping or putting toxic they have toxic, as I said, they have toxic fumes into the environment and expect there not to be some kind of reaction to it. Yeah. That,
Only, sir, in the quality of life. The grand architect of the universe, he will make adjustments for the toxic fumes,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's negligible. It's
Yes.
in the greater scheme of things, it's very, very negligible. For example, now these days, even after net zero,
Mm.
right, more CO2 is being pumped in the air than ever before
Yeah.
on a global scale. So
Well,
Ed Miliband, he could be there whacking one off because he thinks he's got net zero down to almost zero. And in the meantime, the rest of the world is making billions and billions of pounds and dollars and whatever and yen and one, and you know,
yeah, yeah. Sorry, I have.
Ed's there thinking he's done a good job, and really he's done nothing.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you just put an image of Miliband doing something I'd never even want to picture him doing. But yeah, okay, yeah, that's polluting the atmosphere if ever there was any. If there was a statement, but um, yeah, it's. I mean, yes, we can go through and I say follow the science. Which science am I meant to be following with this? Yeah, I believe in balanced debate. You keep shouting at me, human intervention, no real figures. Yeah. Um, when you watch somebody, like you say, from the other side, I'm going to say there is a side. There's a definite climate change fanatics, climate change deniers. Okay. And then there's people in between. But yeah,
Yep.
you get these people that are a bit extreme. Um, we have in the Western world, I'll say when I use the term loosely in the Western world, we're doing absolutely everything we can to not pollute the atmosphere. Yeah. Not to um, not to put fumes up there. Yeah. Um, and yet we are, as I said before, we're then buying and uh, marveling at economies that are growing, saying how they're managing it, and they're ignoring all international treaties and everything in some cases.
Of course.
And um, and then we say, well, we've all got to be good and everything else. Stop eating meat. You could go to hell on that one because meat is a staple of my diet and I need it for my protein is to keep living. Yeah. Um, okay, maybe I could go to a vegetarian, a fruit diet, but A, I don't want to, and
Who
B,
wants to be who wants to be a fruit bat?
well, yeah, well, I mean, there are health issues associated with that with human beings. Yeah. Um, that if you go to an almost exclusive fruit diet, you end up with um, uh, sugar problems. I've just forgot what the
Diabetes.
diabetes. Thank you, diabetes. Um, if you don't stop, if you radically change your diet, you will have problems. I don't want to go around eating bugs. Thank you. They're very unappetizing. Some people cultures might like them. I haven't grown up in a culture that likes them. I'm not going to adapt around. I'm not going to start eating bugs for some politician who's on millions or
And
thousands of
he's busy having his beefsteaks.
exactly. Yes, you can go to hell on that as well. You can foxtrot Oscar on that as well. Um, again, this is all connected. Yeah, farmland. Yeah, we need farmland. But yes, as a species, when we're talking about carbon monoxide in the air, trees and plants are the best countermeasure against that. Um, when the Europeans start having a go at Brazil for the rainforest, excuse me, in Europe for the past 1,000 years, we've been cutting down trees and destroying vegetation for a millennia as well. Yeah. More so than probably the Brazilians have. In fact, when you drive across the country in Brazil, sometimes you see nothing but forests and trees and everything else. Yeah. You know that. Or we got swampland with plants that would absorb CO2 all day long for us. Yeah, we've got wide open spaces here. Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm with you on this. I think human interference is negligible. And if you consider we are part of the planet, and I do believe that, call it, yeah, okay, you use grand architect, I'll use God or Mother Nature as a colloquial, but yeah, that
All the same.
yeah, we'll decide to readdress this issue, yeah, and um, yeah, I do believe we have a moral responsibility and ethical responsibility to preserve our planet. Um, I'm not a tree hugger. I'm a tree hugger because I like trees and I like to see more of them, and I quite happily plant fields of trees. Yeah, places, but only where the trees belong. Yeah, I'm not going to start introducing trees that aren't indigenous to a certain place. And
Here in Brazil, uh, there's a lot of trees, but I haven't seen all that many woods.
well, we have jungles. I mean,
Well,
um,
basically because I can't see the wood for the trees.
yeah, okay, yeah. You lead me into an intense subject, and then you throw that in. Okay, yeah, but yes, yeah. I mean, right. I got to sit on this. I agree with you that our interference is negligible. Um, if nature decides we are too bad, it's going to destroy us all anyway. If we don't manage to do that pretty much on our own, um, there is not an overpopulation of the world, um, because we are part of the world, and um, nature has decided to have humans
No,
walking
you know
around.
what's an interesting factoid
Mhm.
is that our world population now is around about 8.5 billion people,
Yeah,
and we make up 7% of all modern humans
yeah,
ever existed on this planet
yeah.
since the beginning of Homo sapiens sapiens.
40,000, yeah, about 40,000 years. Yeah, yeah. Was it longer? No, no, sorry. That's yeah, that's yeah, modern.
We're talk we're
Yes,
talk we're talking about I think it's 100 million years
yeah, yeah,
when we've been.
yeah. Civilization. Yeah, 1,000 years. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, if you put it on a clock, it's only about 30 seconds to midnight, isn't it? As they say. Yeah, in the existence of
But
the Earth.
that's more of a political thing. If you talk about the doomsday clock,
No, it's not the doomsday clock. It's actually another way they use it to
oh,
say,
the more global thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. When humans first appeared. Yeah, I mean, yeah, 40,000 years is probably around the time civilizations, as we would call them, began.
Yeah, that's right.
Um, yes, it's um, I do think we do have a responsibility. We are a species that is able to use science to solve our problems, including this. Um, yes, the thing is, when you talk about quality of life and everything else, yes, nobody wants to be choking in smog or anything else. Yeah.
Well, that's more of a local. That's more of a
Yeah, like a
local.
local thing. But
You don't chuck poison in the air. If there was an explosion in the chemical plant in Texas the
yeah,
other week,
we
and people and we've had it where I used to live.
mm,
If some factory
yeah,
let off by accident some sort of uh, innocuous gas, we were told just to stay at home and close the windows,
mm. But
and until we got the all clear.
yeah, but correct me if I'm wrong, but surely weapons exploding in certain places isn't very good for the environment. Yet we're still sending weapons to places. okay, I know it's a geopolitical thing, and I'm going off track here a bit, but no, I mean when I see Ed Miliband speak, and I try not to see Ed Miliband speak or doing anything, and especially what you've just brought up, so getting too excited about something. Thank you for that image. Um, sorry. My hands here, people. You know, I'm not doing a full impression of that.
It's an
Um,
impression. It's an impression of Ed Miliband.
that's probably the most sensible thing he's ever said. At least he had a purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always.
Oh dear. Yeah, but yeah, going off Fred. Yeah, I mean, yeah, to close out what I'm trying to say, El Nino happens. Sometimes it goes the way that we'd like it to go, sometimes it doesn't. It's a natural phenomena. Period. Um, we have no control over it. Like we don't have any more than we have control over big earthquakes and yeah, storms and well, I say storms. They're trying to accuse us of storms and things like this. Yeah. Um, the the Earth is like any other planet. It's still in an evolutionary cycle and always will be. It's changing. Um, things disappear, things come in. Um, yeah, I mean, I've actually been having a conversation with somebody that we know recently, just a brief one, about mining for critical minerals and in the ocean and what that could mean. We need critical minerals. We keep digging up. We've made an environmental mess, admittedly. Yeah, okay, it's a slightly different thing, but you're still releasing things into the atmosphere and things like that. You're going for critical minerals. The computers we're talking on now require critical minerals. Yeah. And the processes of manufacturing these things and processing them, it contributes. And yet the governments want to push ahead with big AI plants
Yeah.
that need energy.
It's based on money, so based on money. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's El Nino. It isn't man-made.
Yeah. That's the point I'm making. Yeah. We have very little impact. If our politicians were serious in trying to convince us, they wouldn't do things that are counterintuitive against it or explain better.
And all
Um,
those that don't believe me, keep putting your heat pumps in your houses, people.